Good day, sir. Good day, everyone. I am Juxi Paracuelles, and this is my take on the topic River Civilization, focusing on Egyptian art, the Nile River Valley Civilization. So these are the main objectives of this discussion. First, to be able to recognize the Nile River and the civilization that was founded here. And secondly, to know and appreciate the visual arts, architecture, and clothing in this era or civilization. So, first topic, we have the Nile River and its civilization. Nile River is the world's longest river. It is situated in northeastern Africa and it flows into the Mediterranean Sea. So, long before Egypt was an empire, it was a series of small independent city-states. So, these city-states were divided into two regions in accordance to the flow of the Nile River. So, the first one, we have the Upper Egypt in the south, which was called upstream, and the Lower Egypt in the north, which was called downstream. So by about 3100 BC, these two halves were united, thereby creating one Egyptian state that lasted for a millennium. Ancient Egypt thrived due to its strategic location along the Nile River, which provided predictable floods for controlled irrigation and fertile soil essential for agriculture. So the regular flooding of the Nile facilitated the production of crops, which sustained the population for their everyday needs. Additionally, the rivers ebbing and flowing contributed to the region's diverse natural resources like limestone and granite, as well as metals like copper, gold, and lead. So these resources contributed to the civilization's architecture and other art forms for which they are became known. So now let's discuss the architecture, arts, and clothing of the Nile River civilization. The Nile River civilization has a rich and diverse architectural heritage spanning thousands of years. So, shaped by the life-giving Nile and the Egyptians' deep religious beliefs, these structures stand as testaments to their engineering prowess and artistic sensibility. So, this is one of the famous architectures during the Nile River civilization. We have the Great Pyramid. It sits on the Giza Plateau located on the west bank of the Nile River. It is roughly 8 kilometers southwest of Cairo, Egypt. So the construction of this pyramid was estimated to have begun around 2580 to 2560 BCE during the reign of Pharaoh Khufu of the 4th dynasty of the Old Kingdom. So this is believed to have taken around 27 years to complete, employing an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks. So the pyramid's sides are aligned almost perfectly to the cardinal points of the compass, showing the Egyptians' advanced understanding of astronomy and geometry. So the purpose of this Great Pyramid was to become a royal tomb for Pharaoh Khufu. So next we have the hypostyle column from the Temple of Karnak. So this column is found within the Great Hypostyle Hall located in the ancient city of Thebes, which is now Luxor, on the east bank of the Nile River in Egypt. So the construction of these columns were estimated to begin around 1224 BCE during the reign of Pharaoh Seti I and was completed under his son Ramesses II in the 19th dynasty. So its monumental scale, it has 134 massive columns arranged in 16 rows, creating a truly awe-inspiring space. So it has also 12 central columns standing particularly tall at 23 meters and are adorned with open papyrus flower capitals symbolizing abundance and the Nile River. So this hypostyle column served as a key part of the temple complex, especially for religious ceremonies and processions. So now let's have some of the several famous arts in the Nile River civilization. So first we have the Narmer palette. This is also known as the Great Hierakonpolis palette or the Palette of Narmer. So this was discovered in 1897 to 1898 in Hierakonpolis, an ancient Egyptian city. So this palette is made of siltstone, which is shaped like a shield and about 64 centimeter tall. And this is decorated on both sides with scenes carved in low relief. This art offers valuable insights into early Egyptian art, symbolism, and beliefs about kingship and unification. So next we have an Ushabti figure, which is, for example, the Ushabti of Pharaoh Ramesses IV. So these Ushabti figures are small statues made of wood, stone, or faience that are often found in large numbers in ancient Egyptian tombs. So these figures range in height from approximately 4 to 20 inches and often hold poles in their arms. So the purpose of these figurines was to act as a magical substitute for the deceased owner when the gods requested him to undertake menial tasks in the afterlife. So, additionally, the word Ushabti is usually translated as answerer. So next we have paintings. So this painting is entitled Nebamon Fowling in the Marshes from the Tomb Chapel of Nebamon. It is a captivating mural dating back to around 1350 BCE and belongs to the 18th dynasty of Egypt. So this painting depicts Nebamon, a scribe and a landowner, enjoying a day of fowling, which is bird hunting, in the vibrant marshes of the Nile River. So he stands tall and elegant in a papyrus boat, wielding a throw stick in one hand and holding captured decoy herons in the other. So behind him, as you can see in the painting, is his wife Hatshepsut, and below were their daughter, which relaxes beneath a lotus flower canopy. So next we have another painting entitled Surveying the Fields for Nevamon. So this painting is the same with the other. It was from the Tomb Chapel of Nebamon. So it offers a captivating glimpse into the agricultural life and official duties in ancient Egypt. Dating back to approximately 1350 BCE during the 18th dynasty, this painting or this piece showcases masterful artistry and historical significance. The fragmented mural depicts a scene of inspection and record keeping within the fields. So, prominently featured in this painting is an elderly farmer, his bald head and weathered features suggesting a life of hard labor. So he raises his hand in an oath, swearing by the great God who is in the sky that boundary stone marking the field's edge is accurate. So lastly, I will discuss the clothing in ancient Egypt. So ancient Egyptians dressed differently based on their social status, gender, and occasion. So first we have for the peasants, simple loincloth or short kilt for men and sheath dress for women. For the men and women in upper class, pleated kilt reaching mid-thigh for men, and longer and more elaborate version of the sheath dress for women. For pharaohs and royalty, a special kilt with specific patterns and royal symbols with jewelry and distinctive headdress like the nemes or atef crown for the men, and elaborate dresses with rich decorations and unique adornments like the vulture headdress or the double uraeus crown for the women. For children, usually they went naked until around 6 years old and wore simpler versions of the adult clothing depending on their social class. So in order to summarize this whole presentation, Nile River civilization art continues to enthrall audiences. Its symbolism, Technical skill and beauty offer a window into their culture, inspiring artists and researchers to this day. The vibrant colors and detailed depictions of flora and fauna in tomb paintings reflect the richness of the Nile ecosystem. And of course, the colossal statues of pharaohs carved from Nile stone symbolizes their connection to the land and their divine power. So that concludes my presentation on Egyptian art featuring the Nile River civilization. Thank you very much and good day.